guys, it's Julie, the Penny Saving Mama. It is Thursday. I typically try to do my grocery hauls on Friday or Saturday just to put us closer to the next week. However, we ran out of milk on Tuesday evening, so I needed to go ahead and go tonight. This has been a trend since we've been doing the low spend January, February. For those that don't know, we're kind of doing like the Three Rivers Challenge, but we're extending it. We're doing it January and February. I'm allowing myself $20 a week for fresh produce and for dairy. And we ran out of milk. So I did need to go ahead and get some today. I honestly thought I would go over $20 today, and I thought I'd have to dip into some of my buffer from last week. I want to say last week I spent $15 and some change. I did have to go back during the week. Remember the day I went to the park and went walking, and then I went to Aldi? Well, I ended up having to make a potty purchase. I'm kind of weird, guys. If I go somewhere and I use their facilities, I have to purchase something. If I'm using their water and their electricity, then even if it's just something small. So I got a loaf of bread while I was there. So that needs to come off my amount from last week. I will find the receipt and find out. I think I spent $15 and some change. So that probably took me to about $17 for last week. Okay, this week I went to Aldi, and that was it. I got 2 gallons of whole milk. I got 1 container of unsweetened almond milk. Their colored bell peppers are on sale this week. They're the exact same price as the green bell peppers. They're $2.29. Cuties were on sale. I believe it was $2.69 for the 3-pound bag. Tell me, has anyone else's Aldi been running out of food, especially the fresh produce? Like, I have gone in there the last 3 or 4 weeks, and each time there are huge gaps in the produce area where there's just nothing. Has anybody else experienced that, or is it regional, or let me know. So I didn't get any iceberg lettuce. They didn't really have many bag salads. They had no cucumbers. They had these cherub tomatoes on sale. So I was going to get a cucumber as well and do like a cucumber tomato salad. However, they had no cucumbers. No big ones, no little ones, no cucumbers at all. They did have some spinach, and so I got spinach, and I got a bunch and a half of bananas. So I got no cheese this time. I just didn't have room in the budget for it. I did not get myself almond milk last week. I had enough to push through. So yeah, 2 gallons of milk, almond milk, bell peppers, oranges, tomatoes. I'll be glad when we can start growing our own again. Spinach and bananas. And our grand total today was $19.30. $19.30. I will say also, we got 3 dozen eggs. I did not purchase these. Trust me, I realize how blessed we are to have neighbors and friends that give us eggs. I probably could not stay in the $20 budget. Well, I could stay in the $20 budget weekly. We just wouldn't have eggs if they weren't being given to us, because there's not really much room in the budget for that. But yes, we came home yesterday and our neighbor brought us, aren't those beautiful, the rainbow colors? So yes, our neighbor brought us 3 dozen eggs. Very, very thankful. Very, very excited. One thing I would like to try to do this weekend is get a big old jar and find out how to do water glassing. We still have some eggs in the fridge, so it'd be a good time for me to learn how to water glass eggs. So yeah, that's it. Good amount of food, right under $20, $19.30. I'm gonna get this put up. And then we got our blessing of eggs. So that is it for our grocery haul. We have one more week. One more week. Now we have to, tomorrow, I need to pack one or two kids' dinner. I'm not sure which. I did not eat all my lunch today. If you guys saw my food for the day this morning, I had the chicken sandwich, I had the scrambled eggs, I had celery and peanut butter, I had pecans, I had pear sauce, an apple, a carrot. Well, I didn't eat it all. I think there's still oranges in there. The celery and the peanut butter I didn't eat, but my kids ate my carrot, maybe something else. Maybe they ate the oranges and the apple. I'm not sure, but when I picked them up this afternoon, they were both hungry, so they ate my leftovers from lunch for their snack. We did go to Starbucks also after I went to Aldi. They said, do you by chance have a gift card for Starbucks? They have been really good the last 2 months doing this challenge of $20 a week. They have been amazing. They haven't complained. They have been helpful, and they've had good attitudes most of the time about what we're eating, what we're cooking. So I was like, yes, if I can find a gift card, we can go to Starbucks. And so I found a gift card. So they each got a strawberry frappuccino and a brownie. So that was their treat for today. But it was no money out of our pocket. That's a lie. I gave $1 tip. So actually my daughter gave $1 tip. I couldn't get to my purse in time. So yeah. You can still have treats every now and then. Like I said, I do fully realize how blessed we are to have the gift cards, to have neighbors that give us eggs. I made a comment on somebody else's, I think it was Frugal Fit Mom, on one of her videos yesterday, and I just said, my normal budget's $80 a week for a family of 4. I didn't even mention doing the $20 a week right now. And someone messaged back on the $80 a week. They're like, how? I mean, is this like 3 meals a day and snacks? Like, how? I mean, like, that's not possible. It is possible. You just have to be really smart with how you do it. But we don't have, you've seen our fridge. We have milk and we have water and coffee. And that's what we usually have to drink around here. And that's it. We don't have lots of prepackaged stuff. So it is possible. And I'm just rambling. It is time to get on chores. The whole point of this video was a grocery haul, which I need to get the groceries put up. One good thing about $20 a week is it won't take me long to get all the groceries put up, right? All right, you guys have a great night, and we will talk to you soon. God bless.